him have to scream and strain his voice more, and it's a little bit unlistenable.
Yeah,
I'll just be honest.
It truly is.
Andy in Pennsylvania, you're on House Calls.
Hi, Gretchen. Hi, Sheila.
Hi.
I just wanted to say before I ask my question, Sheila, you were my favorite contestant out of the whole Big Brother show.
Thank
I think
you,
you put up with a lot. I think you put up with a lot of stuff last season, and I think just making the final 3, that's awesome.
Isn't it?
And I cried when you were voted off. I cried.
Oh, thank you.
You were my favorite.
Thank you, Andy.
That's nice.
But my question was, I wanted to know what you guys thought about the new alliance between Memphis, Jesse, Angie, and Michelle, because I think it's a really good one because they're all strong. But I'm not sure about Angie because I think she might flip over and break it. So I wanted to know what your feelings were on that.
What do you think about that alliance? Memphis, Angie, Jesse, and Michelle.
I think it's a really good alliance, but I think the guys are going to stick together, and I agree with Andy. I think that Angie will break. It's too early in the game to really know what Angie's going to ultimately do, but I've just heard so many people say they like Angie, and personally, I don't really care for Angie.
Oh, you don't?
I don't have a really good feeling about her. I didn't like that she was the only one that really wanted Brian in the house, and that she was trying to flip the house for Brian.
Same with what Keisha just did, only she didn't bring as much heat on herself as Keisha did.
Right, exactly.
This game is crazy and not fair.
It really is. It's not fair, and obviously, because I didn't win. Let's face it. But as far as Angie goes, I just don't get a good feeling about her. I don't have a real good vibe about her.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's just me, though. I don't know.
I'm still in
That's just my
denial
opinion.
that her name is Angie. I'll just be honest. She doesn't look like an Angie to me.
She doesn't.
And I think because of that name thing with me, I've got a mental block against it. I don't have an opinion about her yet because I can't wrap my brain around her. She doesn't match her name.
I think
just to me.
She looks like a Kimberly.
So I don't want to.
She looks like a Kimberly.
A Kimberly.
Let's throw that out there.
Yeah. I'm going to have to pay more attention to Angie and just accept that is her name. That's her name. And it's a great name. It's just that somehow in my head I want Michelle to be named Angie. I don't know why. Do you think this is going to play in? Do you think what I just said has anything to do with that empty picture frame? Could it?
Ooh.
I am all powerful in my head.
We'll have to see.
Okay, let's go to Kentucky. We're going to talk to Gail, perhaps. Gail, you're on House Calls.
Hi, Gretchen. Hi, Sheila.
Hi.
I love you both. My question is, it seems to me like that this group is playing more like a tit-for-tat game. It's like they go after, going after Brian still, and Brian's already out of the house, and they need to be moving forward. And so I wonder if they aren't setting themselves up for a disaster at the end game where they haven't really thought about who they really need at the end of the game. They're just picking off who they don't like right now.
And that's weird, isn't it? To start picking all those people off, and what are you going to be left with? The really good, strong strategizers?
I've never seen this kind of gameplay on Big Brother, and I've watched all the seasons.
That's a really good question, and what she's saying, and just what she just talked about, because I feel the same way. I feel like, what are people doing in this house if they don't see that Dan is a complete threat? I mean, this is the guy you want out of the house right now, not Steven. I don't see Steven going really, really far in the game. I think Steven could go out next week. To put Dan out right now would be the smartest move for every one of those players in the game. It's like they are judging on personal vendettas, which that happened in our season too, by the way. It did with James. You know, a lot of people had their thing about James. They wanted Crazy James out of the house, and it was a personal thing. Mm-hmm. Like Natalie and James, and who's going to get who, and that was personal. That was personal.
See that happen. That happens always.
They're doing that a lot in this season. It's so early in the game for them to go on personalities instead of who's going to really beat me at the end of this game.
I can't wait to see what happens to Jesse in this next week, where he will definitely not be HOH. I just can't wait to see who really is aligned with him, who really does like him, who really does think he's a tool. I'm just very curious to see how all that plays out, because when you're HOH, It's got to be like, it's got to be like being a celebrity in terms of how you can't trust the people around you and what they're saying because they have everything to lose. You know, they're like so invested in your success at that moment that they're not going to tell you the truth. They're going to tell you what you want to hear.
That's true.
Yeah. Gina in Illinois, you're on House Calls.
Yeah, hi. My question's about Dan, actually. I've watched since the very first season, and I usually go for the troublemakers. But I really like Dan. I think he seems very genuine, and he's kind of understated in a way that I think he could get really far if people would just do what they're supposed to do and concentrate on the strong players, like Memphis, like Jesse, get them out.
Absolutely.
And, weed out the strong players.
Who do you think is the strongest player in the house?
At this moment, I would probably say Memphis.
Memphis.
Yes. I agree.
Memphis is totally growing on me.
He is. He's growing on me too. But he is. And I've heard he's trying to get Jerry out of the house. I'm not happy about that. But Jerry's probably going to end up doing himself in. I don't know.
When I first met Memphis, I thought he had a really weird vibe.
Right.
Like weird vibes from him. And then it's interesting as you see people open up as the show progresses. I mean, this happens every year. It happens to me anyway. You have your first set of opinions, and then you really kind of get to know who these people are a little bit. I mean, obviously, they're in a different, intense situation. But you start to see more about them, and Memphis is growing on me more, because I think what I sensed was his total emotional wall.
Right.
And that's why his vibe was like, oh, weird.
He's shut off. He's definitely emotionally shut off.
And then he talks about some of the things that he's dealt with in his life, and it makes more sense, And so, I don't know. Memphis is growing on me. At first, I was really stuck on the whole cocktail thing, mixologist thing. And his weird vibes.
What is that? Does that mean he's a bartender, or what does that mean?
Yeah, well, he's a creator of cocktails.
Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds so much better. That sounds so much better.
Okay, now, let's see. Let's talk to Yanni in Pennsylvania. Yanni, you're on House Calls.
Hi, Gretchen.
Hi.
Hi, Sheila.
Hi.
I just want to say, Sheila, I'm so happy that you're on House Calls now.
Thank you.
I definitely prefer you than some pink hair individuals that I won't name.
Wait, some what? What did you say?
Pink individual.
Some pink hair individuals. I'm definitely glad that Sheila's on.
Well, I'm really having a great time because Gretchen's really fun to be with.
And I love you too, Gretchen.
I love Gretchen.
I guess my question is, as far as you two, because I just tuned in, who would you rather see get evicted tonight? I'm personally hoping that Steven is out of there.
Steven is your vote?
Yeah.
You're hoping Dan is out.
Well, it's not going to happen. I'd love to see Dan go because he is really a strong player and he's not one of my favorites, but Steven's probably going, and I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Not happy about that. But Steven did kind of come in the game like crying almost. Like, I don't know if you noticed that in the beginning of the game. He was always like kind of teary-eyed about everything.
Yeah.
I mean, it was weird.
Yeah. I think Steven is definitely going to leave, and I'm happy about it. I'm fine about it because, and for me, it's all personal reasons anyway. I don't really think he needs to be on there anymore. He's a crybaby, and he makes racist comments, so
I
whatever,
didn't hear that one. I didn't hear that one.
I think he may be leaving, which means tonight, live eviction. Whoever walks out the door will be right here tomorrow with myself, with Evil Dick, and you. We're still not in the sequester phase, so you get to call and ask either Steven or Dan anything you want. Sheila, have fun watching the show tonight.
Oh, I will.
Thanks for being here.
I can't wait.
All right, you don't want to miss next Wednesday. We have Sheila again. Also tomorrow, like I said, Evil Dick, and a show on Friday. We do this Monday through Friday, 3 p.m. Eastern, noon Pacific. It's fantastic. It's House Calls, and it's on CBS.com.
Good stuff.
Bye.
Bye.